Ciao Sally, ciao everyone. We are here from Florence just to say that we are alive, safe, and hoping to have you here to visit as soon as possible, considering the situation. This is just a small gift, a recipe, a couple of tips that we send you to stay in touch. So it's a recipe we prepared when Sally and some friends were here a couple of times. It's let's say variation of the classical potato gnocchi. It's potato and beets gnocchi. So you'll see that of course the nice thing of this variation is the color, very bright, very intense, that is given by the beets, and of course the good flavor and texture of the gnocchi anyway. Here we have the potatoes. So first things to remember: how to choose your potatoes. There are different theories about that. We were talking about my mama's place. They are more for white potatoes, but some other chefs they say, or some other geographical areas people say that it's better to make it with the yellow ones. Apart from that, it's better if the potatoes are not super fresh. Why? You don't want to add too much flour in your gnocchi, but you have to add enough flour to make your gnocchi, your balls, to stay together when you boil it, and not to fall apart in the boiling water. So if you choose a potato that is very fresh, of course is more humid in the inside. It contains already a lot of water. So to balance the texture you have to add more flour. If your potato is a little older, is also a little drier. So you need less flour. So look for a potato that is not super young, fresh. Also, it's important the way you cook it. You have seen it that we put the potatoes to boil, low temperature, let's say simmering, into boiling water with the starting from cold water, arriving to the simmering point, and then keep the temperature constant, low, with the skin on, the whole potatoes. This way they won't absorb a lot of the boiling water in which the potatoes are cooking. Once the potatoes are soft, check it till the core, has to be soft also in the inside. We mash the potatoes in the potato ricer. You don't even need to take out the skin if you want, since what happens is the skin is going to remain inside while the rest of the potato pass through. So we are weighing half of a kilo of potatoes. That is the amount of potatoes per which we add one egg. So you know that not every egg is the same size, but it's approximately the ratio that we use. Half of a kilo, 500 grams potatoes per one egg. cut it roughly in pieces, and then we add it in the liquid container for having it blended. We add the beet well blended, so it is easy to be incorporated into the mashed potatoes. Yes. Okay, so now we have something more than 500 grams of potatoes plus the beets, and one egg will be added there. Okay. Differently from the dough for the pasta, usually I do not add any salt inside. Someone does it, but I don't. Here, yes, since gnocchi are very thick, so in the inside, if you don't add salt in the dough, but just in the boiling water, they are not. They are unflavored on the very inside. So, pinch of salt with the egg, and start mixing it. Once also the egg is incorporated, we go with the flour. The basic amount of flour is 1/3 of the weight of the potatoes, or potatoes and beets in this case. But you have to consider that the beets, differently from the potatoes, are more wet, so they contain more water. So usually you have to add extra flour. Also remember, different types of potatoes, different age of potatoes, and if they absorb or not the water when we cook it, you can need more or less flour. So this is just the base, 200 grams of flour for this amount. But we don't know if we need more than this. We will check the texture later and decide about it. Okay. Start with this, not to have all our hands dirty, and then we work with our hands on the bench. Dust the bench and we go on it. You don't have to work for a long time the dough for the gnocchi, otherwise it tends to be gummy. You have just to make them stay together. It's not like pasta, you have really to work it to have the right texture given by the gluten. Here you work it just for the time you need it to have it homogeneous, and when you realize that we have the right amount to make them stay together. Okay, so a little more flour. still a little sticky, the flour. Okay. It's not sticking anymore, it's nice and soft. It's good to be cooked. Also, if the final test is always try to boil one, and let's see if it stays together. You are always looking for balancing the needs to have it nice and soft, the texture, with the need of making them stay together. So sometimes you want, for example, to give a shape that is more stable to the gnocchi. There you need it with a little bit more of flour, harder. Otherwise you make it a little softer. They are more delicate, so the shape is gonna be more rustic, but you have the nice soft texture in that case. Okay, so now we first cut one piece, then flour, then we stay on an unfloured surface, and we roll our piece of dough in order to have one worm, more or less the same largeness. Right? Now we cut one by one our gnocchi, and we score it with fork. Okay. And now, as I told you, last test is try to boil them and see if they are gonna stay together or explode. In case they explode, you are always on time to add some flour and try again. When gnocchi are ready, as you probably know, as soon as they float, as soon as you can see them on the surface of your bowl. Here we go. See? The other one, you see, it's a little bigger, so it takes a few seconds more, and then it comes on the surface. Okay, now we cook all of them. Small tip, when you make it at home, when you keep it very soft, that is what you want for the texture. If you let it like this, they are gonna absorb the flour you put on the bottom of the tray, and then either you keep adding flour, but in the end, again, you have too much inside, or they stick to the tray. So if you don't want to use it now, it's better if you pre-cook it. So you boil it very quickly. You don't even wait them to start floating, but you put it into the boiling water. So the flour on the inside will cook, and you will have small skin around them, and then you take it out and you put it into oil in a large tray, so they are not staying one on top to the other. Okay, you keep them separated. When you want to use it again, just into the boiling water, out in the sauce. The nice thing with gnocchi is also if they are handmade, so not exactly the same size, they decide by themselves if they are cooked or not. Floating one first, another one after, depending from the dimensions. The bigger one is gonna cook a few seconds more, but you don't have to think about it. They tell you. Coming up. So here, oil, and we mix it well. Now in this case we are eating it, but so I've waited all the time to the final point of cooking. But in case you want to store them, remember to put them in, take them out without waiting them to float. In that case, they are just pre-cooked. You can put it in oil and finish to cook it just a few seconds more when you want to serve it and eat it. Okay? Oh. Now we serve it simply with oil, Parmesan, but of course you can combine it with the sauce that you prefer. Fresh grounded black pepper and drizzle more of oil. Ciao, ciao Sally, ciao everyone that is watching this. Take care, keep you safe, and I hope to see as many of you as soon as possible here visiting Italy and Florence and eating with us.